I want to tour the world, and I want to like be able to put on like crazy shows and be remembered for like my insane visuals and like how just like loud and unapologetic of an artist that I am.
Hi Rhea, welcome to SoundAdvice.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's so nice to see you again. I feel like the last time we chatted, it was 2023.
Yeah.
You were in New York for your show, and since then, so many things have happened.
Yes,
Like
so much has
many
happened. I'm like, that feels like another lifetime ago, but that was such a good year.
From then, you had a headlining tour, you released Commotion, you were on Vogue India, which is crazy. You played Lollapalooza, Fashion Week just now, you signed new management, just like so many things. What would you be most excited to tell 2023 Rhea about first?
Oh my gosh, I mean, all of those things. I think just like the most exciting thing for me in the last few years has been like the creative inspiration I've had making music, and like I just feel like I'm stepping more and more into my artistic identity and like more sure of who I am, and like every day I'm seeing that evolution, and it's so beautiful.
I want to start a little bit back at the beginning because pursuing music full time has like been your dream since you were like baby.
Yeah, came out the womb.
And you did all these things like since then, like auditioned for Idol when you were 15, been releasing music, performing. How did you go about growing up chasing this dream and balancing like full-time music with also just being a teenager?
With life.
With life.
I mean, so much of it is my parents and my like family support, because from day one, I like woke up when I was 11 years old and I was like, Mom, I want to sing, and like this is what I want to do. And my parents were like, okay, like let's learn about the business. And like I started training really young. I learned piano, guitar. I started producing on Logic when I was 12, and like my parents and I, like, we read music industry books, and like we read like entertainment law books, and like they were so nurturing of my love for music and art and performance. And my mom ran a dance school for 10 years, so like she understood the life of being a performer and like being an entrepreneur. I think that's so important, like having an environment where you feel as a kid like you can thrive. And I would go to school, come back, and like spend all day and night just like recording songs and writing and putting out YouTube covers. And so all of that just like kind of it just created like a very creative home space for me.
Yeah, and outside of just your family being so supportive, I feel like they've been part of your entire journey.
Yes.
Like your mom, I know, recently used her choreography in a show.
Oh my God, that was so special.
So special. And she like posted her choreography. It was like so cute. Your dad.
And it trended. Everyone was doing her dance, the Bharatanatyam dance. Yeah.
And your dad is like TikTok famous, like vlogging your whole life and Lara's life. And then your sister and you have been like producing and collaborating together your whole life. What values do you think they've instilled with you and Lara that you have carried on in your career?
Ooh. Oh my gosh, always like, this is such a like, I think Asian mentality of like, if you're gonna do something, like do it with 1,000% of yourself and your energy. And like, that is something that has always stuck with us. And it's been like across everything we do, like music, art, but even just in life. It's like, if you're gonna do something, see it through and like give it your all. And it's kind of crazy now. I like reflect and I'm like, I feel like I've been doing this since American Idol, like very seriously, which is 10 years. But then even before that, like was constantly making music since I was so little. And it's like every day that passion has never gone away. It's only gotten stronger and stronger. And also like my parents and like people around me always encouraged me to be like delusional about like, okay, like these are the biggest dreams. There's no limitations. Like just keep going all the time and like think really big.
And you and your sister too, like both of you have been working together to like journey side by side. You're both having such big moments right now and navigating these like massive growth changes together. How has your relationship evolved creatively?
I think we've always been like each other's number one fan, and also like number one person to be like, I think you can push more. Like, I think like don't compromise. And like every day, like we love to talk to each other about everything we're doing and like debrief about work and like all of our creative ideas, like listening to new music and talking about fashion, everything. So it's just, it gets stronger every day.
What kind of advice have you shared with each other along the way, especially going through these growth changes?
The don't compromise part is everything.
Yeah.
It's like if you haven't a vision, like you have to have like faith in that vision and like not cut corners. And like I think the biggest thing with each other is like we're always like there's such a clear like sense of identity. Like don't let anybody try to dim that light, or like don't let anybody try to like reshape that. Like stick to it.
Yeah, because in your career, you've talked about like having people tell you, you know, you need to pick one lane, you need to pick a language, but you're such a fusion of cultures yourself, and you blend these cultures into your sound. What does cultural confidence mean to you?
I think like you said, I mean, I grew up here in the US, and I was a pop girl from the day I was born. Like I remember watching the like Britney music videos when I was like 3 years old, and like I've always loved like big global pop stars who were just like bold and unafraid to be themselves. And I also loved like the big glamour of like old Bollywood, and I grew up doing classical Indian dance. So it's such a beautiful fusion of these things. So like as I'm growing up and just like stepping into like my sense of identity as an artist, and also just like as an adult person, I'm like, these are the things that make me feel really confident, and like things that I've always been really proud of, like whether it's like, you know, my henna or like Indian jewelry, fashion, like experimenting sonically with like incorporating maybe more like traditional Indian instruments into my music, or like even like the Bharatanatyam piece on tour. That was such a big moment of like pride for me, because I grew up doing this traditional Indian dance style that like people never talked about growing up, and people here knew nothing about. And then being able to like incorporate that on the pop stage and do that at my show, which is so like pop diva girl, and then have that moment, and then especially my mom choreographing it. Like there's such big cultural moments, and I as I grow, I want to be able to showcase that more and more, and hopefully like a young Indian girl or boy going to school is like excited to wear a bindi or like show off their dance and art and like eat Indian food at school. Like that's the impacts of it.
One of my favorite things that you've done since I've seen you is you did like a Coke Studio Spotify cover of Kaho na Kaho and the Malimak, and it was your first time singing in Arabic and Hindi, which was crazy.
It's scary.
Because you did it so beautifully, and then I saw in the comments, you're like, hey guys, this is just like my first time doing it ever. And I'm like, no way. It sounded so beautiful. I sent it to like my entire family chat.
Oh, thank
it's like
you.
one of our favorite songs we grew up in.
Iconic song.
Iconic song.
Oh my God, I love that song. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, I really like, oh my God, my parents helped me so much. And I remember my dad was sitting with me, who like cannot hold a tune, love my father, cannot sing, but he was like helping me with the pronunciation. And my mom has a beautiful voice. So like, I was like, oh my God, this is the only time in my life where my parents will be allowed in the studio with me to like give me, like help me with that. But it was so fun. The response to that cover was so nice. People were so like encouraging, and I was nervous, because I was like, I want to make sure not only like the singing of it sounds beautiful, and like there's a lot of tones and notes that I'm not like used to singing. I'm not like trained classically. And then obviously too like a whole new language singing. But people were so receptive. So it's something I want to experiment more with and do more of.
Yeah, because I feel like when you talk about like knowing yourself and your artistic identity and cultural confidence, like I think about that, because that's like such a classic that you made sound like you so well. It was very, 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 very cool. What advice would you give to artists who feel pressure to maybe dilute parts of themselves in the industry?
I feel like time and time again, it's just so like clear that like when you as an artist do something that's not like aligned with who you are, like it's just people read it so easily. And like I think that when you look at like the artists that are the most just like captivating, unforgettable, like for me it's like I think of Gaga, Beyonce, Rihanna. These are like pop girls that never compromised. They were just always so real. And even like their greatest songs, their biggest performances, they always stuck true to like certain parts of their identity, whether it was like a cultural thing or like whatever. Don't tame any parts of you that feel like that's what makes you confident and like excited to make art.
And what's coolest about you too, it's like outside of just knowing who you are through your music, you also build that into like every part of the world building you do. It's like in your visuals, it's in your choreography, it's in your music videos, your dancing, your fashion, like literally you're building entire worlds. How do you find the right creative partnerships to help bring your visions to life?
I'll like see people, especially if it's someone new that I haven't worked with and I like see their work online or something, I'll just like reach out. I think the power of like just like asking people and like sharing your vision is a lot more powerful than people like realize. And just like being like, hey, so many of my like longtime creative partners and people that I've worked with in the last like year or two that I love are just people I like DMs and was like, hey, like let's meet. I want to share my vision with you. And I think it's such an energy thing. It's like when somebody really gets your vision and they're like excited to spend the hours with you. Like shout out to my choreographer Chris. Like we'll be in the dance studio like hours and hours and hours more than we probably need to, or just like people that you connect with and they come to you with ideas, like just like trust in that organic synergy.
You talked about how you pull a lot of inspo from early 2000s Bollywood. I feel like 2000s in general pulled a lot from Bollywood.
Yes.
But not just like music and fashion and production. Bollywood is also about like the spectacle and the world building itself too. How did that style of storytelling influence your projects?
I spent a lot of time last year watching like 2000s Bollywood movies, but even like older. Like I really like sat down and watched Sholay like multiple times and studying the set design. I make mood boards every single day, or like I'll take my mood board, which is like 20 pages right now, and I'll like refine it, add to it. But I have a couple pages that are just dedicated to like 70s and like early 2000s Bollywood. But I think it's like studying all of it, like the set design, all the little details, and like I strive more and more with my visuals to be like even more just like tight about the world that I'm building, and like thinking about the opulence of Bollywood drama. Like there's definitely more of that even with the new music and everything I'm creating.
Yeah, you've watched Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Yes, of course. I've seen all of them.
Like I feel like when I see you, even like when I met you last time and you had like the glam, like
oh my god, the fuzzy pink jacket, yeah.
It was crazy. And I just think like when I see you too, with your fashion, with your confidence, like I think like who, like
icon,
very very much iconic. Are there any like specific films or characters that like are your favorite that you pull in?
Om Shanti Om.
Yeah.
That one, I love Shanti Priya. I think she's like the most iconic, like her, like that dream girl. And also just Reka in general, like she's all over my mood boards, and I love that like beautiful, just like, I don't know, just like feline, like strong feminine energy that she has. And she was also such a pioneer. I talk about her all the time in like beauty and Indian fashion. So like her, Om Shanti Om.
Yeah.
Such an amazing
also
movie.
Dance.
Yes. Oh my God. Om Shanti Om is my favorite because I feel like it's a string of music videos.
Yeah.
It's like nonstop.
Yeah. Late last year, you dropped your EP, Commotion. What kind of commotion were you making, both internally and externally?
Oh girl, so much commotion was happening in my personal life. And I really just like leaned into it. I was like, there was a lot of craziness happening in my love life and my work life. And I was like, you know, like I needed like just a lot of change, and change was being kind of like brought onto me, like good and bad, and a lot of new beautiful people came into my life. Like we talked about new management, that's been so exciting. It's just like stepping into a whole new chapter with that project. Touring, that was new and something like really daunting that I was looking forward to for many years, but also was really scared. Headlining tours are a lot of work, but like in 2025, I was like, this is my year of just jumping into it, trusting myself, trusting in the universe, and like things just magically happen. Like Lollapalooza, a tour, everything was such a just like dream.
When you performed these songs on your tour, did they take on a new meaning like live versus when you recorded them in the studio?
Yeah, I think like seeing people screaming the lyrics back was the craziest experience of my life, because like you see the reception online and it's so cool and exciting. But then once you see people like shouting your lyrics back to you, it's like, oh my God, this is so much deeper than it was just like even me making it in the studio, and like that's how I felt, or I wanted to feel empowered or strong or sexy, confident, whatever it is. Like these are songs that like are soundtracks to people's lives and emotions, and like that's such a powerful thing. So it's like I took that, and like now as I'm back in the studio, I'm approaching everything in a way of like, okay, when I'm back on tour next, these are lyrics people are gonna be singing every day, like and singing at the show. So it's like they're like mantras. It's like what does that mean to them? And like it makes you approach everything differently.
Oh, I love that being a mantra.
Yeah, it's a mantra. Yeah.
The last time we chatted, I feel like we almost like manifested this in a way. I think about it a lot, but we were talking about wanting more South Asian representation on big stages, global stages, festivals like Coachella. And this last year you were at Lollapalooza, and this year your sister is at Coachella.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. What does it feel like to finally see that moment happening?
It just feels like it's been a long time coming, and like I'm really grateful that we get to exist in this time and like be like rising just like pop girlies in a time where like the world is just getting smaller and smaller, and like people are excited about like seeing like Indian culture kind of taking over across all fields, but now in music and entertainment. And like, yeah, like I said before, I hope that as we get to be on bigger stages, that like it empowers people around the world to just want to learn more about the culture. But it's all very surreal and exciting. It's about time.
Just because I feel like we manifested a little bit last time, I have to ask, like, as the industry continues to grow, what do you hope like changes, if you could pick one thing?
I think we're already kind of seeing it, but I think more and more people just within the industry are starting to understand, like, especially artists that have a really strong sense of voice and identity and a relationship with the fans getting more and more personal. There's hopefully like executives and people like learn to more and more just trust in the artist's vision and like the world building of it all.
You've been independently building your world for years, and now you are signing on with new management, which is super exciting. What made you ready to find a new partner and to share your vision with?
This is a crazy story.
Yes.
So when I was on American Idol 10 years ago and my audition had just aired, and like I started just like getting more more eyes on YouTube, and people were like, oh, who's this girl? And my mom and I were like already big fans of Anjula Acharia and like what she was doing with Priyanka and just her career. And so my mom and I like emailed Anjula. This was 2015, or this was January 2016. And we emailed her and we were like, oh my gosh, like we'd love to meet one day. Like, and I wrote email, I was like, I'm an artist, like Indian girl. And she sent us the sweetest message back, and she was like, yes, like I hope our paths, cross soon. And then I met her last year for the first time in person, her and then her business partner, Jürgen. So they're both co-managing me. And it was just kind of like everything came together, like that was the moment of just like manifesting, and it was crazy that it was like a decade later, but the timing couldn't have been better because I was like, I know this is what I want to do. I have this vision for myself for the next year, musically, visually, and everything I want to do, and it was just perfect timing. They were aligned, they understood the vision, and even just in the last like few months, like 6 months that we've been working together, so many cool things have happened and so many insane things are in the works right now. It's just like, yeah, great timing. I was ready for it.
Yeah, I know Anjula in Variety even compared you and your world building to a lot of what you saw in Lady Gaga.
Oh.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, Gaga's my like idol. I love her so much.
We talked about it at the beginning of this interview.
Yeah, I love her so much. She's the queen of trusting in herself and like doing, you know, whatever she believed in and having like crazy worlds. And I actually saw her for the first time last year at Coachella live. And that like changed my life, that performance. But I love that Anjula and Jürgen are so like, they trust in my vision and they love like the 360 of it all. Like the music is first to me, but then also like the fashion, like the cultural moments that we're gonna create together, like those are all really important to me.
You're hitting so many of the goals that you dreamed about when you were a kid. So many of the goals that we talked about just 3 years ago. What are you looking to achieve in the next 5 years and 10 years from now?
So many things. I think the number one thing for me is more live shows. I love being on stage and like I want to tour the world and I want to like be able to put on like crazy shows and be remembered for like my insane visuals and like how just like loud and unapologetic of an artist that I was 5-10 years, yeah.
And is there anything that you want to leave or tease out that we can be expecting from you soon?
I've kind of already teased it a little bit, but I am working on a whole new project and it's such a gag. Like I really just feel like this is, the most like elevated version of myself and I'm really excited about it.
Amazing. Well, I'm so excited.
Thank you.
To continue watching you. And thank you for coming on SoundAdvice.
Thank you so much.